Hello, I am R. Kanna, Assistant Professor, Department of Biomedical Engineering from School of Bioengineering in Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. In this video, I am here to give lecture on Introduction of Neural Networks from the course name called Neural Networks and Pattern Recognition. Before going into the introduction, I just want to convey what is neural network. Neural network is a network which is being constructed for sending the information to body from brain and receiving the response from human body to the brain. So activity of neurons which will be working as the enabled or disabled response of human body to convey the response to the human brain. This neural network is being used. Neural network has been constructed or will be acting as a bridge or a barrier which will be connecting the human body, which is the central processing unit of human body, and the human body parts. So connectivity between the human body and human brain is known as neural network. Through the connected network only, neurons will be traveling for sending the message and for receiving the response. So this is known as neural network. We are going to see about the connectivity, how the network is being constructed, how the impulse information is being transmitted from human brain to human body, how the response of human body is being conveyed to the human brain will be seen in the introduction of neural network. In this PPT, we will be seeing about the contents of introduction, about neural network, what is neural network, how it is being constructed, how it is being utilized by the human brain to control the human body with the feedback response. And we are going to see types of neural network. One is BNN and another one is ANN. BNN means biological neural network. ANN means artificial neural network. The neural network, which is being constructed by the human body, naturally is known as biological neural network. A neural network which is being developed or which is being constructed artificially by the human support to support the neural network to work properly is known as ANN, called artificial neural network. And we are going to see about the comparison and difference between the neural networks, biological neural network and the artificial neural network. We are going to see about the benefits, how the neural network is being working for the beneficiary of human body to process properly by controlling unit called human brain. And we are going to see about the neuron model, multi neural layer networks, and how it is being learning process is being adapted by the neural network, and conclusion in this PPT. Introduction. Neural network is a mathematical model and it is being constructed and it is being going through our mind to perform a particular task or function. If we have decided to perform a task or a work initiated by our human brain, it will be processed by our neural network support. So, human who have yet to perform a function or a work or deciding a factor to be performed, that will be carried out by the support of neural network. It is being implemented using electronic components or stimulated software. We have to use some electronic components like electrodes will be placed on the head in 1020 electrode placement, and we will be using some EEG acquisition software for picking the activity of neurons inside the human brain. So for calculating, for capturing, for analyzing the activity of neurons, we need some electronic components and gadgets and some simulator software to acquire that simulation which is being produced by the neurons in the human body. And neural network will be considered as a system with the many elements, and it is being connected together. Why? Because neural network will be neurons activity of neurons will be connected as a network path. So it will be having multiple elements which will be connected together for sending as well as receiving the information of the human body to human brain as well as human brain to human body. So multiple elements will be combined together to form a single network that is known as neural network. This is the connectivity and introduction of neural network. First one is biological neural network. Biological neural network means a neural network which has been constructed naturally in our human body is known as biological neural network. That neural network, biological neural network, is being composed of several parts. So this is the structure of neuron, which will be having a nucleus. Nucleus means center point or a power point, which will be acting as a control unit of a single neurons. Brain will be acting as a control unit of human body, and inside the structure of neurons, nucleus will be acting as the control unit of that particular single neuron, and it will be constructed of a cell body which will be providing some structure to the neurons, and dendrites will be the connecting particle where the information will be sent as well as received from the other networks, and axon will be acting as a connectivity between the cell body as well as the synapses. Synapse is known as which will be connecting each neuron with another neuron to form that network. This is the actual biological neural network structure of natural neurons in our human body. Then these are the parts. Soma means body of a cell that houses the nucleus. A body which carries the nucleus in the center point is being considered as a soma, in which neurons' main genetic information can be found. Genetical information of a brain which is being conveyed to the neurons can be extracted from the part called soma. And dendrites means receptive zones that receives the messages. For sending the response, it will be using the soma. For receiving the human body response, after consider it as a feedback, dendrites will be receiving the response of human body, and it will be conveyed to the brain. So for receiving part will be considered as dendrites, and sending part or transmitting part will be considered as soma. Okay. After seeing about the biological neural network, next one is known as artificial neural network. Artificial neural network will be termed as ANN, and it is a system which will be connected with many small and simple processing elements called neurons, and it will be controlling and operating in parallel function. At same time, multiple function will be proceeded, they are saying, and it is being determined as to be a new network structure. At same time, multiple process will be function or proceeded as a network structure is known as artificial neural network, and the connectivity connections between the strengths, that means it will be termed as a technical word called weights. Weights will be connected together to form a structure, and it will be considered as the strength of the artificial neural network, and the processing performed by the computing elements or nodes will be considered as the artificial neural network. So biological neural network will be having soma and dendrites for transmitting the information. They will be using soma, and for receiving the response, they will be using the dendrites. So it will be having synapses, axon, uh, cell nucleus, then cell body as the units of BNN, biological neural network. But here ANN means artificial neural network, which is being developed and constructed artificially to perform the same function of BNN. So it network structure is being composed with artificial processing elements is being combined together, which will be considered as a strength, or technically it will be considered as weights, and through weights Neurons will be processing as a BNN. At the same time, multiple function will be processed in artificial neural network. That is known as the computing elements or nodes of the artificial neural network. So this is the exact difference between BNN and ANN. BNN will be processing step by step, but ANN will be processing many functions at the same time. This is known as artificial neural network. Now we are going to see about the exact difference between BNN as well as ANN. And by seeing the exact difference of BNN and ANN, we'll be seeing the difference between human behavior and neural network behavior. Human behavior will be representing the biological neural network, and neural network behavior will be representing the artificial neural network. Why? Because neural network behavior is being constructed artificially to support the human body, to replace the function of neural network, to replace the function of biological neural network if any collapse or injury, any defect is being happened to the BNN, it will be supported by the neural network behavior called ANN. So human behavior, first we are going to see about BNN, biological neural network. It will be considered as a remembering certain things completely and partially depend on the capacity for learning. Usually it will be remembering all the processing which is being done by the human body, and it will be sometimes it will be considered as a depending unit for adapting a condition for learning process. This is known as the characteristic of BNN in human behavior. For ANN, for neural network behavior, once we create a neural network or once we construct a neural network, it will be given trained, it will be trained by a professional to perform the function of BNN. That's all. BNN has the ability to learn new things, and it has the beneficiary of remembering what are the things which is being performed by BNN. But ANN is being constructed to replace the function of BNN, but it it will be, before it is being playing its supporting role, it will be trained by a professional to replace the function of BNN. That's all. This is the difference between ANN and BNN's working principle. If we do not practice what we learned, we start to forget. That is a human nature. If we are regularly keeping a touch for a function or a process, it will be remembered and we will be getting used to it. If you are not in a practice, or we are not repeating the process on particular time, we are the BNN, biological neural network, will be having the ability to consider it as a unwanted data, and it will be forgetting the behavior or the process to be get erased from the memory. But when it comes to artificial neural network, which is known as neural network behavior, once it is being trained by a professional, neural network will not be forgetting. Its memory will not be erased. Why? Because it is being constructed for a particular process and it is being trained to perform that process. So there is no option to be erased that function which is been replacing the BNN. So BNN has the ability to forget or to get erased that process if it is not being repeated or if it is not being used any kind of process or function. ANN doesn't have the option to erase or forget. Why? Because it is being trained to perform the function of BNN. And first 10 process may be accurate in BNN. A process or function which is being performed by the BNN, initial 10 process will be accurate, but later we may start to make mistakes in the process. If you are learning a function or if you are learning a thing to be performed, starting initial part of that learning function or a process or a task will be accurate. After that, we may have chances to perform any to produce or perform any mistake in that processing. That is the ability of human behavior called biological neural network. But in artificial neural network, which is known as neural network behavior, if the results are repeatable, it will be accurate. Why? Because it is being well trained and constructed, and it is been performing the same function in the repeat mode. So it doesn't have the ability to make mistake where it is being trained. If a new thing is being tried by artificial neural network, there it has a chance to make any mistakes. So BNN has the ability to make mistakes after some initial period start of that process, but ANN doesn't has any way or any opportunity to make mistake when it is being done repeatedly. When new things is being tried by using ANN, that time it has some ability to produce some mistakes. If a same thing or if a trained process or trained task is being done, it will be producing the result with accuracy, high level of accuracy. And for which point this ANN is being support will be acting as a supporting role of a human body neural network is fast in processing data and information. ANN is being constructed as a structure, and it is being trained by a professional to perform a single task. So when it is being trained well, it has the ability to produce the output without any mistakes with high level of accuracy, and its processing speed will be fast in as well as exterior portion and interior portion of the processing data will be very fast, and the information which is being processed accurately will be transmitted from one point to another point in short time period. These are the behavior of neural network which is being constructed artificially, will be used as a supporting role of human body when any collapse happens in biological neural network. So when it comes for BNN and ANN has the ability to process and the ability to support BNN wisely and nicely when it is being compared with its efficiency. Now we are going to see about the benefits of neural network. First one is non-linearity. First point of the benefits is non-linearity. That means perform operation that linear programming can't. That means it has the ability to perform multiple operations at same time where it is not been constructed as a programming, where it is not been constructed to be a regulation or rotational process, can be also achieved by operating or by performing that given task. That is known as non-linearity. This is the benefit of the artificial neural network which has been constructed to support the human body when any collapse is being or any defect is being happened to the BNN called biological neural network. First one is non-linearity. Non-linearity means it has the ability to perform the operation when it is not being programmed as a regulated process. Any new process or new task is being assigned also, it has the ability to perform that new task operation and produce the output without any error. That is known as non-linearity. Next one is fault tolerance. In the term itself, you can describe what is fault tolerance. It has the ability to receive the mistakes or errors happening while the processing is being done in the neural network. When one element is being performing any error or failure in neural network, it will be continue without any reduced parallelism. That means I already told neural network is a structure. It's been considered as a connecting structure where the elements of all units of neural network will be connected to each other to transmit the neurons or to transmit the information from human brain to human body and receive the response from human body to human brain. It will be acting as a feedback network. I already told that. So if any single part of the network is being producing error means all part will be acting to produce the error in that network. So when any error is being produced by a single unit, it should be rectified or it should be removed or it should be replaced immediately to avoid that error. If any fault or if any error is being happening, it has the ability to tolerate that error which is being produced by the neural network. That is known as the another beneficiary of neural network, which has been supporting the artificial, which is being developed and constructed artificially to replace the biological one. And next one is adaptivity. Adaptivity means it has the capacity and capability to adapt to the condition which is being occurring due to the sudden changes or due to the environment where some sudden changes has been happening. It has the ability to align and adjust its structure according to the environment as well as changes which has been happened to the neural network. When the neural network is being processing according to its regulation, some kind of change has been happening according due to internal processing unit or due to the surrounding environment. That neural network has the ability to work according to the change which is being produced by the surrounding environment as well as the in processing units, and it has the ability to produce the output even though there is being changes in the synaptic weights and the structure of the neural network. So that is known as the adaptivity, and this beneficiary is being considered as a vital beneficiary of neural network. Why? Because if any changes is being given to a network, that network will be feeling hard and complex to adapt according to the change. But this artificial neural network has the ability to adapt to the changes and condition which is being made by the surroundings or the inter-processing units, and it has the ability to produce the output without any error. That is the main thing and main beneficiary of the neural network. And contextual information, that means each and every part of neuron will be connected as a network and it will be affected when single neuron is being producing the error, or if single neuron is being not working properly as a processing unit, it will be affecting the all other neuron which is being connected together. So I already told neural network is a connected network where all kind of elements, processing units and communicating paths is being connected together as a network for transmitting and receiving the data and information from human brain to human body as well as the human body to human brain. So every neuron in the network will be acting as a vital part or potential part. If any one neuron is being getting affected, all other neurons as the chance to be get affected. So it is known as contextual information, where one point has been getting error means all other point also has the ability to get error. So these are the beneficiary, and it can be acting as a disadvantage for neural network, but it will be connected as a benefit where you can have the ability to detect the error which is being produced by the which neuron. So this has been constructed as a beneficiary of neural network. To construct a neural network, these are the points is being introduced and induced to produce a large neural network without any processing complexity as well as the processing error. Now we are going to see about multi-neural network. A neural network means it will be having both feed forward as well as the feed backward. Feed forward means a processing function will be carried out from one point to another point, or it will be happening in one side direction. That is known as feed forward. Feed backward means when a processing unit, when output is being produced, that output should be known to the starting point, that is known as feedback network. So some neural network will be composed with, all neural network will be composed with multi-layer, and the layers of the neural network are input layer, middle layer, and output layer. Input layer will be taking the input and it will be forwarding through the hidden layers to produce the output. Middle layer, which is be considered as hidden layer, it will be considered as a network where it would be having the capability of solving the complex problem. If any error present in that input which is being given to the hidden layer, that error will be rectified and will be removed and replaced by the hidden layer called middle layer. And the output layer is the layer which will be consisting of several of neurons, which has the ability to produce the result as the output, that is known as output layer. And weights, I already told, connectivity strength is known as weights. For every neuron there will be assigned weights, or there will be weights to process the given input to produce the output. So these are the components to develop or construct the multi-layer neural network. And next one we are going to see about learning. What is learning? Training has been considered as a learning. Updating the network structure, that is known as architecture, and connection by connectivity of components of that network to perform the task efficiently to produce the output accurately is known as learning. And basic training or learning procedure is run an input pattern through the function. An input pattern or an input data pattern will be processed and it will be run throughout the function, and the error which is being detected will be calculated, whether it can be a desired value or whether it can be action value. Actual value will be calculated as the error. After calculating the error, the updated weights according to the change in the network will be considered as learning rate and error rate. The learning rate and error rate will be updated to the network to produce the output without any error. That is known as updating the weights according to learning and error rate. After updating, move on to the next pattern. After updating, it has the ability to produce the output without any error. And next session and next processing cycle will be shifted, and next pattern will be allowed to train or process or learn according to these rules. And next component in the learning rule is overfitting. Overfitting means occurring the neural network, or making the neural network to store the patterns as in a storage area. And when it is being made to store the patterns in the storage area, it has the ability to lose the generalization process, where the problem will be occurring when the learning process is being stopped. So learning process will not be stopped until the output is being produced. This is known as overfitting. These are the rules and these are the steps will be proceeded in learning to make the neural network to be as a trained structure to process the output without any error with higher accuracy. And learning paradigm is being classified into three types. One is supervised, another one is unsupervised, third one is hybrid. Supervised means a correct answer which is being provided for the network for each input patterns weights are adjusted according to the correct answer. To produce the output, each network's input weight will be adjusted. To produce the correct output or to produce the targeted output, each component's weight will be adjusted. That is known as supervised. Unsupervised means it will be correcting the output according to the recognizing and correlation or organizing patterns. According to the pattern, it will be correcting the output to produce the needed or demanded output without any error. Output will be adjusted. In supervised, weights of that each neurons will be adjusted to produce the output. In unsupervised, output will be adjusted according to the system's correlation and organizing pattern of the neural network. Hybrid means it is a combination. It's a collision of both supervised and unsupervised. Some of the process will be aligning the weight to produce the correct output. Some of the process will be aligning the correlation structure and organizing pattern to produce the correct output. It is a combination of both. Hybrid means combination of both supervised as well as unsupervised. This is known as learning paradigm. And conclusion. Now we came to the conclusion of the introduction of neural network. Neural network is a modeling of human brain. It is a modeling of human brain where the transmission of data will be transmitted from human brain to human body as well as human body to human brain. Neuron will be acting as a basic unit of neural network. Working, processing, and basic unit of neural network is neuron, and it is used to adapt to the neural network to perform the operation what we need, what according to the output, and it will be trained accordingly by the professionals. And most practical form of neural network is the one that has the multi-layer to avoid overfitting. Most practical means if a multiple layer is there, that means input layer, middle layer, output layer is being composed in a single neural network. It has the ability to produce the output without any error. And overfitting, that means adjusting or changing the condition of neural network according to the result should be avoided. It will be increasing the efficiency and accuracy of the neural network without any error. And thank you for this opportunity.